Welcome back, friends. I am Dnyaneshwar Narayankar, sir. Friends, today we are going to learn an ironic story about the distinction between appearance versus reality, that is, the necklace, written by Guy the Maupassant. Friends, the story, The Necklace, is a fictional short story in the genre of realism. This is a story about greed versus generosity. This is a story about wealth versus happiness. Guy the Maupassant is a French story writer and is known for dramatic or plot twist endings. Dear friends, before going to start the story, it's very important to have a glance over the new words. Okay, aristocrat means a nobleman. In Marathi, अमीर उमराव किंवा उच्च कुलीन व्यक्ती. एनटायटल्ड मीन्स हॅव्हिंग अ राईट टू, हक्क किंवा अधिकार असणे. शॅबी मीन्स नियरली वर्न आउट. इन मराठी, फार जुनाट झालेले, गबाळे. टॉर्मेंटेड मीन्स ॲफ्लिक्टेड विथ ग्रेट पेन. इन मराठी, गांजलेला. रिसेंटफुली मीन्स फीलिंग रिसेंटमेंट, रागावलेला, चिडलेला. पलेशल मीन्स ऑफ ऑर रिझेम्बलिंग ऑर सुटेबल फॉर अ पॅलेस, राजमहालाप्रमाणे. डिस्पेअर टू लूज ऑल होप, निराश उत्पन्न होणारा. ट्रायम्फ विक्ट्री, ग्रेट सक्सेस, विजय, महान सफलता. डिस्ट्रेस्ड मीन्स कॉज्ड मेंटल पेन टू. इन मराठी, मानसिक दुःखाने, यातना होऊन. स्टटर्ड मीन्स स्टॅमर्ड. इन मराठी, चाचरत, अडखळत. एक्स्टसी मीन्स रॅप्चर, परमानंद, हर्षभरित आनंद होणे. रॅप्चरसली मीन्स इन्स्पायरिंग रॅप्चर, अत्यानंदाने. एलिगंट मीन्स अट्रॅक्टिव्ह, आकर्षक. अँड डिस्ट्रॉट मीन्स वरीड, डिस्टर्ब्ड. इन मराठी, गोंधळलेला, चिंताग्रस्त झालेला. ओके फ्रेंड्स, नाउ आय एम गोइंग टू रीड द स्टोरी द नेकलेस, तो रत्नहार. पार्ट 1. Mathilde was a pretty and charming girl, born as if by an error of fate into a family of clerks. She had no means of becoming known, understood, loved, or be wedded to an aristocrat, and so she let herself be married to a minor official at the Ministry of Education. She dressed plainly because she had never been able to afford anything better. She suffered endlessly, feeling she was entitled to all the luxuries of life. She suffered because of her shabby, poorly furnished house. All these things that another woman of her class would not even have noticed tormented her and made her resentful. She dreamed of a grand palatial mansion with vast rooms and inviting smaller rooms, perfumed for afternoon chats with close friends. Friends, Mathilde is a charming girl born into a family of clerks and marries to a minor official at the Ministry of Education. She dresses plainly because her condition is very poor. Her house is shabby and poorly furnished, but she dreams of a grand palace with many rooms, smaller rooms, perfumed and chatting with close friends. मित्रांनो, मॅथिल्ड ही एक अतिशय सुंदर, आकर्षक मुलगी असते. कमनशिबी म्हणून की काय, तिचा जन्म एका कारकुनाच्या घरात होतो. तिच्या नशिबात उच्च कुलीन व्यक्तीशी लग्न व्हावे असा योग नव्हता. म्हणूनच शिक्षण खात्यातील एका कनिष्ठ कर्मचाऱ्याशी लग्न करण्याचा ती होकार देते. परिस्थिती बेताचीच असल्याने ती साधे कपडे घालत असते. घर जुनाट आणि गैरसोयीने भरलेले असते. तिचे जीवन कष्टाचे बनते. ती नेहमी प्रशस्त राजमहालाचे स्वप्न पाहत असते. Yet she had no rich dresses, no jewels, nothing, and these were the only things she loved. She wanted so much to charm, to be envied, to be sought after. She had a rich friend, a former schoolmate at the convent, whom she avoided visiting because afterwards she would weep with great despair and misery. One evening, her husband came home with an air of triumph, holding a large envelope in his hand. Look, he said, here's something for you. She tore open the paper and drew out a card on which was printed the words, "The Minister of Education and Madame George Rompunu request the pleasure of Mr. and Mrs. Loisel's company at the ministry on the evenings of Monday, January 18th. Friends, she loves rich dresses and jewels, but she doesn't have any because of her condition. She avoids to meet her former schoolmates at the convent because she would weep regret, despair, and misery. One evening, her husband comes home happily holding an envelope of invitation of a party by the Minister of Education, Madame Georges Rompunu. मित्रांनो, मॅथिल्डला म्हणजेच तिला महागडे कपडे दागिने खूप आवडत, पण तिच्याकडे मात्र काहीच नसते. तिच्या शाळेतील एका श्रीमंत बालमैत्रिणीला पण ती भेटत नाही. तिची ती भेट नाकारत असते, कारण भेटल्यावर आपले हाल आठवून खूप दुःख होईल असे तिला वाटते, म्हणून ती भेटायचे टाळते. एके दिवशी सायंकाळी तिचा नवरा शिक्षण मंत्र्यांच्या कार्यक्रमाचे निमंत्रण तो घेऊन येतो. नेक्स्ट स्टांजा. Instead of being delighted as her husband had hoped, she threw the invitation on the table resentfully and muttered, "What do you want me to do with that? And what do you expect me to wear if I go?" He hadn't thought of that. He stammered, "Why, the dress you go to the theatre in. It seems very nice to me." He stopped, stunned, distressed to see his wife crying. He stuttered, "What's the matter? Let's see, Mathilde. How much would a suitable dress cost?" She thought for a moment, computing the cost and also wondering that amount she could ask for without an immediate refusal. At last she answered hesitantly, "I don't know exactly, but I think I could do it with 400 francs." Friends, but after receiving an invitation, she feels very unhappy and throws the invitation card on the table angrily. She asks her husband about to buy a new dress, especially for the party. He requests her to wear the dress which she wears to go to the theatre. She insists, cries, and demands for the new dress. At last he agrees and gives her 400 francs. मित्र हो, निमंत्रण मिळाल्यानंतर तिला आनंद होण्याऐवजी दुःखच होते, कारण त्या कार्यक्रमाला जाण्यासाठी तिच्याकडे चांगले कपडे नसतात. तो तिला घरातील कपडे परिधान करण्याची विनंती करतो. ती मात्र हट्ट करते, रडते आणि साडीसाठी नवऱ्याकडून 400 फ्रँक्स घेते. ओके फ्रेंड्स, नेक्स्ट पॅराग्राफ्स. He turned a little pale because he had been saving that exact amount to buy a gun for a hunting summer in the country near Nanterre with a few friends. However, he said, "Very well, I can give you 400 francs, but try and get a really beautiful dress." The day of the party drew near, and Madame Loisel seemed sad, restless, anxious, though her dress was ready. One evening, her husband said to her, "What's the matter? You have been acting strange these last 3 days." She replied, "I'm upset that I have no jewels, not a single stone to wear. I would rather not to go to the party." "You could wear flowers," he said. "They are very fashionable at this time of year." She was not convinced. Friends, instead of buying a gun for a hunting summer. Her husband gives her 400 francs and asks her to get a beautiful dress. Mathilde again seems sad, restless, anxious as she has no jewels, not a single stone to wear for the party. Her husband asks to wear flowers. मित्रांनो, तिच्या या हट्टापायी तिच्या नवऱ्याने म्हणजेच मिस्टर लॉयझेलने शिकारीसाठी बंदूक घेण्यासाठी राखून ठेवलेले 400 फ्रँक्स तिला देतो. तरीही ती पुन्हा दुःखी, अस्वस्थ आणि बेचैन होते. तो विचारतो, तुला पुन्हा काय झाले? तर ती म्हणते की माझ्याकडे दागिने नाहीत, त्यापेक्षा पार्टीला न गेलेलेच बरं. तो म्हणतो की तू फुलं माळू शकतेस, परंतु ते तिला अजिबात पटत नाही. नेक्स्ट पॅराग्राफ्स. द नेक्स्ट डे शी वेंट टू हर फ्रेंड्स हाऊस and told her of her distress. Madame Forestier went to her mirrored wardrobe, took out a large box, brought it back, opened it, and said to Madame Loisel, choose, my dear. First, Mathilde saw some bracelets, then a pearl necklace. She tried on the jewelry in the mirror. She kept asking, you have nothing else? Why, yes, but I don't know what you like. Suddenly, she discovered in a black satin box a superb diamond necklace, and her heart began to beat with uncontrolled desire. Her hands trembled as she took it. She fastened it around her neck and stood lost in ecstasy as she looked at herself. Then she asked anxiously, hesitating, would you lend me this? Just this? Why, yes, of course. She threw her arms around her friend's neck rapturously, then fled with her treasure. Friends, the next day Mathilde goes to her friend's house. She tells her distress to her friend and requests her to give her jewelry. Her friend Madame Forestier shows her all jewelry and asks her to take whatever she wants. Mathilde takes a diamond necklace and she feels very happy. मित्रांनो, दुसऱ्या दिवशी मॅथिल्ड तिची मैत्रीण मादाम फॉरेस्टियरकडे जाते. तिला तिचे दुःख सांगते व पार्टीसाठी दागिने देण्याची विनंती करते. क्षणाचाही विलंब न करता तिची मैत्रीण तिला होकार देते व तुला काय हवं ते घे असे ती म्हणते. तेव्हा मॅथिल्डने काळ्या सॅटिनच्या पेटीतला अप्रतिम रत्नहार घेते व गळ्याभोवती गुंफते. मॅथिल्डने तो हार देण्याची विनंती करते व त्या क्षणी मादाम फॉरेस्टियर तो हार तिला देते. नेक्स्ट पॅराग्राफ्स. द डे ऑफ द पार्टी अराइव्ड. Mathilde Loisel was a success. She was prettier than all the other women, elegant, gracious, smiling, and full of joy. She danced wildly with passion, forgetting everything in the triumph of her beauty and success, floating in a cloud of happiness. Mathilde and her husband left at about 4 o'clock in the morning. When they were finally in the street, they could not find a cab. They walked down toward the scene till they found one. They were dropped off at their door in the Rue des Martyrs, and sadly, it was all over for her. In front of the mirror, she took a final look at herself in all her glory, but suddenly she uttered a cry. She no longer had the necklace round her neck. What is the matter? Asked her husband. She turned towards him, panic striken. I no longer have Madame Forestier's necklace. He stood up, distraught. What? How? That's impossible. Friends, the day of the party arrives. Mathilde looks prettier than all the other women. She feels very happy and enjoys the party. She dances, forgets everything in the triumph of her beauty and success. She floats in a cloud of happiness. Both Mathilde and her husband leave the party At about 4 o'clock in the morning, they come to their home by a cab. While taking a final look at herself in all her glory in front of the mirror, she utters a cry and doesn't find the necklace around her neck. She tells him that she doesn't have her friend's necklace. He worries and says that it's highly impossible. मित्रांनो, अखेर पार्टीचा दिवस उगवतो. मॅथिल्ड सर्व स्त्रियांमध्ये आकर्षक आणि खूप खुश दिसते. तिच्या सौंदर्याच्या आणि विजयाच्या उत्कट आनंदाने बेभान होऊन ती मुक्तपणे नाचते. यशाच्या सुखाच्या लाटेवर ती तरंगत असते. पहाटे 4 वाजता ते टॅक्सीने आपल्या घरी येतात. आरशासमोर पुन्हा एकदा अभिमानाने ती स्वतःला न्याहाळते आणि ती एकदम किंचाळते, कारण तिच्या गळ्यातील तो रत्नहार गायब झालेला असतो. ती खूप घाबरते व नवऱ्याला म्हणते की माझ्याकडे मादाम फॉरेस्टियरचा तो रत्नहार नाही आहे. तो सुद्धा एकदम गोंधळून जातो व म्हणतो की हे कसं काय, हे शक्यच नाही. ओके फ्रेंड्स, we have gone part 1 of the story The Necklace. I think you have understood part 1 very well. Friends, I am requesting you all to go through this video again and again, and we will continue the remaining paragraphs in part 2. Till then, thank you very much.